hata kama itakusaidia zaidi, lakini ya familia ya watoto wako. So this is one of the projects you are seeing the screen. Everyone is there. At some point, we also project for you the one which is ongoing in Kisumu. So this is the most current major investment for members and have a president as well. You can feel free as a member. We have a service provider we have contracted. If you want to know finer details about the price, how you can acquire, wako hapa nje na muulize maswali mingi in relation to those projects. Hiyo inapita sasa, iko Mavoko. Hizi zilijengwa almost 10 years ago. Na sasa hizo zimeuzwa kama zote. Zimebaki chache sana. That's another project. It was one of the first main. Hii imekaa. Hii ni ya muda, isha stay for more than 7 years sasa. And these are done. These are 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom houses. It's also a gazetted community where your money is invested. Thank you. And we have a team. So for personal queries, please feel free to walk through the door. Utapata wamekaa hapo nje and you'll be given personalized services. Thank you. Other places that biashara ziko, feel free to walk there and get personal service in relation to those provided.
Ile walikuwa wanatumia hapo wameconnect kwa baraza. Hii nimeka NGB. Sawa. Siko sawa. Hapa lakini umekachukua. Basi nimekupatia. Siko hapo chini iko sawa.
Dear member, we have a USSD code for self-service. Hii ni njia wewe kama mwanachama unaweza angalia balance. How much have you saved so far? What is your retirement benefit so far as you continue working? We have a code. Si lazima ungoje statement ile unapewa kazi wa Lapfund. You can do this without you start remember, itakuitisha namba yako unaweka, itakuguide to the next stage, ikwambie create pin, unaweka pin, After that, you'll be able to own a balance. You can monitor your balance from this. Wale watu umeandika kama beneficiaries. And it gives you an option even to change. And as you try that, even if you don't want to change, our customer service desk wako tu hapa nje, you can help you. So try, jaribu hiyo code, uone kama unaweza ingia na uone balance yako. Na hata hiyo statement umeprintiwa hapo nje, utaona hiyo balance kwa hiyo statement is the same as the balance utaona ukidial hiyo USD code *632. And ukipata challenge now, if you are trying and it is not going through, please feel free to walk to our service desk outside there. Watakusaidia. So hii pia unaweza jaribu. So these are code that even when you are at home over the weekend, when you are relaxing in the evening, you can use to monitor vile contributions zako zina grow. Ujue safari yako towards the end of employment akwaje. You can monitor your contribution. Thank you. Feel welcome. Siaya County Government, well represented at the corner. Thank you for creating time and joining Lapfund family. Feel at home, feel welcome. I can see Elizabeth is there. Union Chair, Kenya County Government Workers Union Chair, Tom Oduol is there. Akiwa pamoja na secretary wake, Mr. George. Let me also take this opportunity to recognize KUNUN, Kenya National Union of Nurses, who are also a great sponsor. The branch secretary was in Gisu is present in the house. Mr. Kimutai Glenn, feel welcome. Mombasa is in the house represented. I see the union. Kenya County Government Workers Union Mombasa branch, feel welcome. Women rep is present. Zena Abdallah, wakiwa na Fatuma Ismaili na Amid Bubakar. Feel welcome, members, feel at home, and we appreciate you so much for creating time. Let's get short entertainment from the drumist here, the entertainment group here. Hii ni Bomas of Kenya. Mko ready? Sawa, do your thing.
Abiolo Jabirora konge, Jabirora, konge, Jabirora, Dinyende, Jabirora, konge, Jabirora, Dinyende, Jabirora, konge, Jabirora, Dinyende. Yeah. Malaika, nakupenda malaika. Malaika, nakupenda malaika. Amenifanyeje kichana mwenzio, nashina na mali sina we, ningekuoa malaika. Nashina na mali sina we, ningekuoa malaika. Pesa zasumbua roho yangu, lakini pesa zasumbua roho yangu. Amenifanyeje kijana mwenzio, nashindwa na mali sina we, ningekuoa malaika. Nashindwa na mali sina we, ningekuoa malaika. Kucha twende safari, tukaone wanyama, simba na wenzake wakilia. Karibuni Kenya, nikijua jambo jambo bwana, jambo jambo rafiki. Kucha twende safari, tukaone wanyama, simba na wenzake wakilia. Jambo, jambo bwana, habari gani? Mzuri sana, wageni wakaribishwa Kenya yetu, hakuna matata. Jambo, jambo bwana, habari gani? Mzuri sana, wageni wakaribishwa Kenya yetu, hakuna matata. Kenya nchi nzuri, oh, tucheze ngoma. Oh, Kenya yetu, tata, tucheze sote. Tata, tucheze ngoma. Tata, tucheze sote. Tata, tucheze sote. Hakuna matata. Chombo mahalumu chombo, chombo mahalumu chombo, chombo mahalumu chombo, ilikinga umukongo. Chombo mahalumu chombo, chombo mahalumu chombo, chombo mahalumu chombo, ilikinga umukongo. Oliewa, oliewa mama. ingombe oliye bwana ingombe mulai wa mama onangani bara ingombe onangani bara rose ingombe onangani bara ingombe mulai wa mama ingombe onangani bara onangani wewe ingombe onangani bara ingombe mulai wa mama ingombe olihewa ingombe olihewa ingombe olihewa ingombe mulai wa mama onangani bara ingombe onangani bara ingombe onangani bara go ingombe mulai wa mama ingombe oh Uriyewa, ingombe, Uriyewa, ingombe, Uriyewa, ingombe, mulai wa mama, ingombe, onangani bara, ingombe, onangani bara, ingombe, onangani bara, ingombe, mulai wa mama, ingombe.
different colors of a nation come together for a win.
of the nations come together for the win.
Pamoja tunaweza, twajijenga. Pamoja we can. We are. We rise. We stretch beyond our limits. Said we are stronger. We have. We are. We are. We are. We are. Victorious. Victorious. We are. Victorious. We are. We are. We are. Do the incredible. Climb the mountain. Do the impossible. Reach beyond the sun. Put your fear in the rear. Put your faith in one another for the win.
Pamoja tunaweza, twajijenga. Pamoja we can.
We are. We rise. We stretch beyond our limits. Said we are. We have. We are. We are. We are. We are. Victorious. Victorious. We are. Victorious. We are. We are. We are. Dunia ni yako, wewe shujaa, bingwa ngurumo. Kuwa mjasiri, wewe shujaa, bingwa ngurumo. Ushindi ni wako, wewe shujaa, bingwa ngurumo. Paa angani, wewe shujaa. We are. We rise. We stretch beyond our limits. Said
We are. We have. We are.
we are. We are. We are. Victorious. 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 Victorious.
chingurwa monyagarara Yesu monyagarara Yesu
Kotowire Kenya. Amagenderero Kenya yetu tubangaine. Tunashukuru Mungu ameilinda Kenya. Oyerendere Kenya yetu wanatawira Wanyangongo.
Umone wetu yasangiye muno ayo muri ndo Kenya tinobakunda kwa ngo monene
Tuwakumbuke wote walioipigania Kenya. Tuwakumbuke wote walioipigania Kenya. Waliomwaga damu yao. Kenya tupate ukombozi. Kenya tupate uhuru. Kenya, Kenya kwako tukisema
upewe sifa
tunashukuru Mungu ameilinda Kenya. Oyerendere Kenya yaito wanatawira Wanyangongo. Kenya, tunashukuru Mungu ameilinda Kenya. Oyerendere Kenya yaito wanatawira Wanyangongo.
onyane kibara kiro mwenyenyo onyane oboremi mweroreire chingiti choro sana basongo bachaberorera Kenya ezera ito Kenya nize omorenga tatambu yamano azengendo yobosibole obosasima asensege gaya Kenya tatambu yamano ye tatambu yamano ye tatambu yamano
Tunashukuru Mungu ameilinda Kenya. Oyerendere Kenya yaito wanatawira Wanyangongo.
Onotobeira Abanyangongo
Wanatawira Wanyangongo.
Onotobeira Abanyangongo
Wanatawira Wanyangongo.
Onotobeira Abanyangongo
Wanatawira Wanyangongo.
Intwe n'Abanyangongo
Wanatawira Wanyangongo.
Kene n'Abanyangongo
Wanatawira Wanyangongo.
Kene n'Abanyangongo
Wanatawira Wanyangongo.
nakupenda malaika. Malaika, nakupenda malaika. Malaika wako. Malaika, amenifanyeje? Kichwa nasumbua roho yangu. Pesa, pesa, nasumbua roho yangu. Nami nifanyeje? Kijana mwenzio, nashiba na mali sina we. Ningekuoa malaika. Nashindwa na mali sina we. Ningekuoa malaika. Kuja twende safari. Jambo bwana, habari gani? Kuna matata. Jambo bwana, habari gani? Mzuri sana. Wageni makaribishwa. Kenya yetu hakuna matata. Ng'ombe mulai wa mama. Ng'ombe ngani bara. Ng'ombe ng'ombe mulai wa mama. Ng'ombe mulai wa mama. Ng'ombe uliwebwa. Ng'ombe mulai wa mama. Jambo bwana, habari gani? Mzuri sana. Wageni makaribishwa. Kenya yetu kuna matata. Jambo bwana, habari gani? Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata. Hey!
National Women Representative, Mercy Wanjoy, feel welcome and be part of the family. The trustee, Abdurrahman Balala, we honor you. Together with Mr. Lamrein, we appreciate you so much. Let me also recognize the presence of the County Secretary, Kericho County Government. We have the County Secretary, Kericho County Government, Dr. Bore Wesley. Feel welcome, Mkubwa. We appreciate you. Let me also recognize the presence of the Deputy Speaker, Nyandarua County, Mr. Chege Samuel, for gracing and this occasion and leading the delegation. We appreciate you, Mkubwa, for coming. Migori County Government, together with the union official, that's Migori County Government Workers Union, for gracing this occasion, we honor you and we appreciate you, members. That team is led by the chair to the union, Charles Opio, together with the branch secretary, Silvanus Araja. We appreciate you. Kilifi County Government, together with Kilifi County Government Workers Union, Dixon Sawyer as the chair, feel welcome, feel part of the family. Michael, the secretary, McDonald Nyundo, the treasurer, Betty Mlanda, Donald Owili, and Felix Chivat, feel welcome. Let me also take this opportunity to recognize the presence of Dr. Munyasi Janet of Bungoma County Government. Thank you, Madam, for leading Bungoma delegation. We recognize your presence and we honor you. Thank you. Muranga County Government, together with the Muranga County Government Workers Union, that team led by Bernard Kimani, we appreciate you. And yeah, that's for now. As more people come in, we'll continue recognizing their presence. Please, if there's any personal announcement or another announcement you want us to make, just come here and give us, we will be able to announce it. On the screens, you are seeing on the board, unaka code munaona hapo. This is for members. It's a self-service care. We kama mwanachama, we kama Lapfund member. One of the questions members have been asking, I need to see how my money is growing. I need to see where my contribution is coming. I need to change my beneficiaries. Beneficiaries hapa wanakuanga muhimu sana. In case, for one, ukipendwa sana na Mungu sana, ukiitwa. Tunasema, in the course of your employment as a member, in this journey of employment, there's a time unaweza pendwa sana na Mungu, na mwende sasa utoke hapa jichinji uende mbinguni msaidiane na umeacha pesa zako kwa scheme. Baba ameandika akinominate beneficiaries, we are not supposed to change. How can you be knowing the people you nominated as a beneficiary? How can you be checking? Utaangaliaje ujue anilinominate huyu na huyu na huyu? Hiyo code unaona kwa screen. Dial hiyo code *632# itakuitisha ID number, utaweka. Baadaye itakwambia uweke pin. Create pin. Ile pin huwezi sahau, utaweka. After that, you'll be able to see your money, how much you have invested so far, how much have you contributed. If the employer is also making a contribution, how much is it? You'll be able uone hata benefit to our customer service desk, usaidiwe. Yes. And ukiona beneficiaries ziko hapo, dilisha beneficiary. You want to change your next of kin. Wewe kama mwanachama kazi yako ni kupiga tu simu. Na kuna code itapita hapo, namba ya simu. Hiyo ni toll, haicharge chochote, wewe unapiga tu. Lapfund here, this is supposed to come where you are. I know in most cases you go to the sponsors, to the county government to change beneficiaries. But today, let me take this opportunity to remind you as a member that you are supposed to call that free toll number. Wale umeajiri wanafanya kazi hapa Lapfund, they are your employees. And you have empowered them, hata mmewapea gari because mmewanunulia gari. They are supposed to drive up to where you are in that sub county. Akuje akusaidie kujaza form ya kubadilisha beneficiary. So members, feel free to be using this code as frequent as possible. You'll be able even to get your statement at that code. Si lazima tukulete hard copy. Thank you. Feel welcome and enjoy your stay here. Interact and be your brother.
Yapo yalotupa hofu, kututia wasiwasi na kukatisha tamaa ya kuishi. kama vipofu tunalia, ya Rabbi nafsi tunavuta kwa pamoja. Mazuri na mabaya, kwa huzuni na furaha, bado tunashinda. Tunalotumaini mambo yatakuwa sawa. Nguvu yetu ni umoja,
Chunga jamii yako, watateseka bure kwa ajili yako. Somesha mtoto shule, apate elimu, atafaidika kwa maisha yake. Vumilia ndugu, maisha magumu, dunia nilivyo, hivyo ndivyo ilivyo.
National anthem. Thank you. Let us be seated. So it is a blessed morning that God has given us. This is the day that the Lord has made, that we may have the Lapfund 30th annual general meeting. And so before we start, it is good to Thank you, Madam Beatrice. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll just make a few announcements before the next part. We are here for Lapfund's 13th annual general meeting. We know that an AGM is a statutory, know about here today. We appreciate our board, we appreciate our guest of honor, and we hope that by the end of today, we will add value to the members Outside, we have several stations where members can register. They can get access to services. We have a service desk. They can get access to their statements, to any queries that they may be having about their membership. We also have a station that is showcasing the different investments by Lapfund, which are for sale and available to all of you members, so you can visit that tent for more information, including a standby ambulance. So should anybody be feeling unwell, kindly contact any of the Lapfund staff, and we can be identified with the branded t-shirts that we are wearing and also the badges. So you can approach any member of staff and they will be able to guide you. Let us not suffer in any way for any service that we can easily offer. Now, as we start, we would want to recognize everybody who is here. So we will have a round of introductions, starting from the board. So I'll call upon the CEO to introduce the chair and the board members and the service providers. Then we will have one of us introducing the rest of the guests. So, Bwana CEO, karibu.
Thank you. Our chief guest, Mr. Ngusi, Chair, Lapfund Board, the Deputy Director, Deputy Governors present, our directors, members, good morning. I want to take this opportunity to introduce Lapfund Chair. As you know, this 13th AGM, the 12th AGM was conducted by a new board of trustees, an old board of trustees, and we have since gotten a new board, which were appointed in February this year. So it is, let me have the honor to introduce the chair, and I'll hand it over to him to introduce the board members. Chairman is Honorable Amin Dedi Mohammed Ali, and Mheshimiwa, karibu sana.
Thank you very much, CEO. Morning, and we have board directors and trustees, other board directors and trustees of the fund, starting with Honorable Robert Duba, a very experienced man. We have Patrick Moshoki. We have Barbara Kawera, Japan. We have Honorable Beatrice Cones. We have Ruth Charity Wanyonyi. We have Christine Kibet. We have Samuel Maina, Karaoke. We have Jane Wambogo, representing the Treasury, and we have Seth Panyako. Thank you very much.
We have our service providers here, fund managers from Sanlam, we have fund managers from Ritam, we have our custodian KCB, we have our regulator here, Retirement Benefits Authority. Yeah, the Auditor General, who looks after our accounts. Karibuni, I think that is the service providers we have in the house. We can now proceed and introduce our members. We will introduce the chief guest at the point when we will invite him, our chief guest from National Treasury. So we'll introduce the members first. You can introduce the members, right?
Yeah, so we will have Mr. Milewa introducing and acknowledging the special guests that we have today, and also all the members from across the divide who are here today. Mr. Milewa, please.
Thank you, Madam Vero. Good morning, members. I know from the time you started coming in, we gave you recognitions before the team behind me arrived. And on the same tempo, I would like to continue on the same tempo. And I'll do it in two forms. Then the two forms, I'll go with the people who have made some requests here. Then I'll go on the general part of it. But first and foremost, I would like to recognize the presence of the Deputy Governor of Trans-Nzoia County Government, Her Excellency Kipkori Binea. Feel welcome. We honor your presence and thank you for leading Trans-Nzoia delegation to this occasion so that we can be together as a family. Feel welcome, Your Excellency. On the same note, let me recognize the presence of Embu County Public Service Board, who is a very big sponsor. The team led by Madam Jane Wachira. Let me recognize the presence of Nyandarua County Government Workers Union, led by Ernest Mashari as the Secretary, Chair Gikuo Daniel. Let me recognize the presence of Nyandarua County Public Service Board, led by Dr. Kongo, being the Secretary of the Board. Muranga County Government Chief of Staff, James Gatuna. We recognize your presence and we appreciate you for creating time to be with us today. Busia County Government Workers Union, led by Noel, we appreciate your presence. Trans-Nzoia County Government, that one I've just done. The Union, Trans-Nzoia County Government, Trans-Nzoia Assembly, Kirinyaga County Government Workers Union, led by Maina Eston, Secretary. Kisii County, Kenya National Union of Nurses. County Government Workers Union, led by the Chair, Mr. Dan, Secretary Yasin, together Pamela Barasa, for bringing the team. We appreciate you so much and we don't take it for granted. Lamu County, together with the Lamu County Government Workers Union Branch Secretary, Mr. Dixon Yuaria, we appreciate you so much. Let me also take this opportunity to recognize the presence of the honorable members of County Assembly from Tana River. Tana River County Assembly. We have MCS within our midst. Honorable Mark Jasso, Honorable Ido Ali, thank you for coming. And finally, on that specific introduction, I want to recognize the presence of Nyeri County Public Service Board Commissioners for gracing this occasion. We have Mr. Kihonge as a commissioner, and we have Mr. Gichoi for gracing this occasion. We appreciate you so much for coming. My last part of the introduction, because I'm not able to name each and every member who is present here, I would like now to go by counties. We have 47 counties. So this I'm going to do it. Nikita county yako, I'll humbly request you members who are present from that county to stand and wave, na munakana wakisimama hivi wengine tuwapigie makofi for making that personal sacrifices to come and grace this occasion and to be with us as children of the same family that is land. Let's start by county. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. For people who came a little bit late, allow me to also to recognize their presence. I know I did it earlier, but for the sake of the people who came a little bit late, we also have one of our senior sponsor, County Secretary, Siaya County Government. Mr. Joseph Ogutu is within our midst. Can we get a round of applause for Mr. Joseph Ogutu? And I can tell you members, he was here earlier than Lapfund. They share just by waving, kindly clap for them. It is not easy to come all the way from down here, guys. This personal sacrifice, we appreciate you. We appreciate you so much for Mombasa. Kwale, county number 2. Kwale County, we appreciate you so much. Kilifi, county number 3. Thank you. You can see by so of hand how members take it so dear so when they come together as a family. Tana River, county number 4. And your board here, and the people you are employed here are seeing how they are true. Now, nyinyi sasa ndio scheme ni yenu. All these people you are seeing are your employees. Now, they can see who are the shareholders na vile wamekuja. Lamu, county number 5. Thank you, brother, thank you. Taita Taveta, niliwa introduce. Mko wapi? Yes. You came very early, I appreciate you so much. Garissa. Okay, Garissa. Nitaenda huko mimi mwenyewe. Next GM nitakuwa, I'll make sure they are well represented. Msikuwe na wasiwasi. Wajia, any representative, I know it is very far. Wajia, do I have? Oh, thank you. We are humbled. County number 9, Mandera. Isiolo. County number 10, 11, Isiolo. I'm very positive they are coming. They are on their way. Meru. Wenzangu wa Meru. Thank you. Tarakaniti, I've just introduced Kate. Thank you. Embu. Mulikuwa somewhere hapa chini, niliwaona. Thank you, we appreciate you and we honor you. Kitui, thank you, we appreciate you, brother. Machakos. Thank you for making it here. Makueni. Nyeri, of course nimeona board nyuma yangu. Sasa Nyeri, thank you very much, we appreciate you. County number 20, Kirinyaga. 21, Murang'a. Watu wa faith wanyoike. Thank you. Kiambu, bado kwa faith. Nataka kuona kama Peter alifikisha ujumbe. Kiambu County. Thank you guys, we appreciate you so much. Turkana. Judy. I want to see watu wa Judy. As I continue before I move to the next county, let me take this opportunity to also to recognize the presence of Dr. Wesley Bor. And we appreciate them so much. Thank you. We appreciate you so much, Daktari, for gracing this occasion and leading the Kericho team to this occasion. West Pokot, watu wa Jack Mesocho. Kama Jaka kukusha ujumbe tunaota na tuleo hapa saa hii. Samburu, bado kwa Jack Mesocho na George. Thank you, we appreciate you so much. Uasin-Gishu. Mmenipeleka mbio sana in the morning. Thank you. Elgeyo Marakwet. Mulifika mapema. Salimia watu. Nandi. Nataka kuona kama Jack alifikisha mesojo. Jack alifika invitation. Baringo, bado tuko kwa Jack mesojo. Baringo County. Thank you. Jack hakulala kwa class. Laikipia, msiniangushe. Mko wapi? Thank you. Hapo nilifanya kazi. Nakuru County. Thank you. We appreciate you members for. Narok. Oh yes. We appreciate you. We don't take it for granted. Kajiado. Well, thank you for making that personal sacrifice. Kericho. Thank you very much. Bomet. We appreciate you, brothers and sisters. Kakamega. The bullfighters. Viga. Thank you, Private the Union. We appreciate you so much. County number 39, Bungoma. Anwa kesa na watu wako. Kuna hata Dr. Janet Manyasi. Also Dr. Janet Manyasi, Chief of led the delegation of Bungoma. We appreciate you so much, Daktari, for bringing the team. Busia, watu wa Shem Chitui. Amungesimama leo ningekaranga sehemu. Siaya baba. Najua mulikasirika. Hiyo kalia kanyaga tu. Hiyo ingine kanyaga tu, tuko Bomas. Kisumu. Dr. Onga anajua, thank you. Aya, Oma Bay kwa Wanga. Watu wa Wanga. Migori. Watu wa Chichiro. Kise? Gage? Yes. And your sisters and cousins, Nyamira County? Nyamira County Gage? George, hukufikisha ujumbe Nyamira, and we are going to hold you responsible, but next time I promise they will be here. And finally, the headquarter, the CBD, Nairobi Water. Hey, so we appreciate you so much. We appreciate you, honorable members. Feel at home, feel as children of the same house. Today we are meeting as our watoto, kama watoto wa mtu mmoja, to reason together. I appreciate you. Thank you for your time. I'm a staff of Lapfund. Mani Mimi. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ken Milewa. I don't think anybody else could have done it better than he does, with passion for his membership. He kept mentioning watu wa fulani. CEO, you forgot to say kuna hao watu fulani. So allow me on your behalf to say that we have staff of Lapfund who are here today, of course led by our CEO, Mr. Gam Jaldesa. We have managers who are behind me, maybe they can just stand and wave. And they're the ones that Milewa is mentioning, watu wa George from Kisumu, Western Region, watu wa Mesocho from Rift Valley, watu wa Ochomo from Coast, and many others that we have across the country. We try to come to where you are members to give you services at the ground closer, to make sure that all the regions are well represented. Watu wa faith ndio hao wamekuwa wengi sana wa Nairobi. Going forward, we go now into the AGM itself, and we start by reading the notice convening the general meeting, and this will be read by our corporation secretary, Kellen Jue. Thank you. Chief guest, Deputy Governors present, the Chairman of Lapfund, Board of Trustees of Lapfund, the CEO of Lapfund, the CEO of RBA, all protocols observed. Good morning. I'll take us through the notice. 1, opening prayers and welcoming remarks, reading of the notice convening the meeting, presentation of the trustees report, presentation of the scheme administrators report, presentation of the urgent financial statements for the year ending 30th June 2022, presentation of the investment report, presentation of the custody report, question and answer session, a vote of thanks and closing prayers. Thank you. Thank you. So next on our agenda is the scheme administrator's report. The scheme administrator in the case of Lapfund is actually the CEO of Lapfund, because Lapfund has an internal administrator, and therefore the CEO is the registered administrator of the scheme, and he will be able to tell us how the operations of the scheme have been running for the past 1 year. So help me.
National Treasury, Mr. Samson Ngusi, Excellency Deputy Governors of Narok and Trans Nzoia, Chief Executive Officer Retirement Benefit Authority, Speakers of County Assemblies present, Honorable Members of County Assemblies present, all sponsors present, Lapfund members present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to Lapfund 2023 Annual General Meeting. This is the 13th Annual General Meeting of Lapfund. This is a crucial component, realization of our mandate as a scheme, as people who are managing the funds for the members. And it's critical, and it's a compliance requirement for us to meet. Complied with all the statutory obligation as is at the heart of our business strategy as Lapfund. We are constantly striving to improve our products and services. It is through this research that we are able to identify emerging trends in the industry, automate and integrate all our processes, ensuring seamless operation within the organization, thereby reducing the turnaround time for access of our services. For example, the retirement benefits and to improve our turnaround time. Through this platform, we are able to Facebook. Innovation and technology are not just about improving our business performance. Customer service to identify areas of improvement and emerging customer needs. Staff. I want to thank our staff for also providing customer service, excellent of our staff. I'm also proud to say that our staff capacity has increased, both in numbers and in diversity. It is through this workforce that Lapfund has been able to deliver services efficiently and positive outcomes and service delivery. A culture geared towards customer excellence is crucial and organizational development. Succession planning is at the foremost to identify employees with unique leadership abilities, skills to ensure business continuity. Thank you all for your commitment and dedication towards achieving the Lapfund mandate. Our membership registered a growth of up to 70,000 members as of June 2022. You can see on your screen, we are currently at 72 members, and we can only say thank you to the members and sponsors for registering this growth. The largest segment of our membership is aged between 30 to 39 years, with an average. The inauguration as Kenya's 5th president and commander. We must encourage other citizens to join Lapfund, as we have developed up 1,872 affordable housing units at Makasembo Estate. In 50% of phase 1 is already sold out. We ask our members, sponsors, and the general public to come forward and purchase these units. We are also selling house units built in Mavoko. We are almost completing sales of those properties, but still we have few properties. Groundbreaking sale cash equivalent in head office will be of help to help you with this computation. This new financial year offers us the opportunity to be more agile and better fit for the future, even as we focus on exceptional delivery for secured retirement, which remains our core purpose. Once more,
Of what has now Lapfund having a dual existence, one as a retirement scheme and two as a state corporation, we are therefore privileged to be audited by the Office of the Auditor General. And with us here is Rono from that office to be able to see, and so that you can also keep the record for longer. So if you log onto our website, the financial statements have been uploaded for your information, those who are here and those who are watching us online, and all other members across the country to access. This is to show, join me members in welcoming Mr. Bernard Rono from the Office of the Auditor General.
Chairman, Chief Executive Officer, distinguished stakeholders, members present both physically and virtually. Good morning. My name is Bernard Rono, representing the Office of the Auditor General. Statements present fairly in all material respects the financial positions of the local authorities provident fund as at 30th June 2022, and of its financial performance and its standards accrual basis, and comply with the financial statements in Kenya. I believe that the audit evidence I have obtained is sufficient and appropriate. Key audit matters are those matters who are not effective. Doubtful recoverability of long-term receivables from exchange transaction. As disclosed in Note 18 in the financial statements, the statements of financial position reflects long-term receivables from exchange transaction balance of Kenya shillings 20 billion after the deducting cumulative impairment allowance of Kenya shillings 22 billion. The balance has been growing over the years, an indication that management has notions which represent a significant portion of long-term receivables. In the circumstances, the existence of an effective mechanism to ensure the recoverability of the long-term receivable could not be confirmed. The audit was conducted in accordance with SI 2315 and SI 2330. The standards requires that I plan and perform the audit to obtain assurance about whether effective processes and systems of internal control, risk management, and overall governance were operating effectively. In all material respects accorded to the auditors during the audit process, I thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bernard Rono from the Office of the Auditor General. As you have heard, members, this is the report signed by the Auditor General herself and giving you assurance of the affairs of finances at Lapfund. So these finances are kept by a custodian and invested by fund managers. So we will hear now from the fund managers, who are two. Lapfund has engaged two professional fund managers to make the investment decisions every day, and of course they are guided by an investment policy that is formulated by the board. And the reason why it has been found wise to have the two of them is one, the size of the fund. The fund is growing every year on year. Two, the specialization of the fund managers. And three, to also provide benchmarking between the two, because when you have two people to compare, then you can know whether they are doing well or not. And so, join me in inviting the fund managers, Mr. Matthew Mue from Sanlam and Ms. Marcy from Britam.
Distinguished guests, Board of Trustees, members of Lapfund, good afternoon. My name is Matthew Mue from Sanlam Investments, and Sanlam Investments is one of the leading fund managers in East Africa, and together with Britam Asset Managers, we are the co-fund managers of this particular pension scheme. So today I'll give you an overview of first what we do as a fund manager and what we provide in terms of value add to the scheme. And I'll also give you a brief overview of the operating environment that we had for that particular period, and conclude with also an overview of what we expect in this coming financial year. So our role as the fund managers is simple. We are tasked to invest your funds and give you an interest, and that's the interest that you saw that was declared for the period. And how we do this is that we sit with the Board of Trustees. We advise them on all the available options in terms of investments. So you see the likes of fixed income securities, basically treasury bonds and bills, which is money that we lend to the government in return for interest. We also invest in corporate bonds and debts, and this is money that we also lend to corporations for interest. We also look at domestic equities. These are your shares, the likes of Safaricom, KCB, Equity Bank. We invest in these particular companies, and we are able to get dividend returns from that. And over and above that, we also look at investments out of East Africa, which are classified as offshore investments, as well as alternative investments such as property. So to be able to do this, we are guided by the investment policy statement, which is a document that is provided by the Board of Trustees and gives us an overview of how we actually invest these particular funds. Over and above that, we report back to the regulator, the Retirement Benefits Authority, so that they can be able to ascertain that we invest in your funds as per what is accorded. So for us to achieve this role in terms of investing in your assets, we usually look at various factors, and one of the key factors that we look at is the economic growth. So members, we are coming from a very challenging period. In present positive returns. We also look at the Kenya shilling, basically currency, and the Kenya shilling has been depreciating over the past couple of months. We have been having challenges in terms of just meeting the requirements of an economy. The government has been in terms of just provisions to be able to take care of provisions to be able to take care of how the currency is being controlled. And with that, we've seen the current Kenyan shilling just stabilize at around 135 shillings to the dollar. So we look at currency keenly because we have investments out of East Africa, and that really matters in terms of the return that we declare. The other factor that we looked at is the direction of interest rates. Interest rates have been rising, rightfully so, because the government is really keen in terms of providing goods and services for the economy. And with the rise in interest rates, we've been able to get an opportunity to invest the funds into these particular higher rates, and that presents a much more positive returns for you as a fund. So looking at the various asset classes that we have invested in, fixed income has given us a return for that particular period of above 7%. Equities, which is on the next slide, had a challenging period, a bit volatile. We saw a drop in prices, but we do expect a recovery going forward. Offshore investments was a positive in this particular year, but still had a challenging period. Most of the major economies across the world, the US market, the European markets, also had suffered the effects of the COVID pandemic, as well as the Russia-Ukraine war, and that also brought about the volatility in returns. So looking specifically to our fund and how assets are held, we still hold the bulk of the assets in government securities. That's Treasury bonds and Treasury bills. And that has been able to enable us to declare the good returns that you saw for that particular financial year. What we have from both fund managers and the investment is about 33 billion Kenya shillings. So I'll be able to conclude by giving you an overview of what we expect in this particular financial year, that is 2022 into 2023. And our outlook is summarized as for fixed income securities, which is money that we lend to the government. We still expect positive returns from this particular asset class, and you'll see us still investing the bulk of our assets or the money that you've granted us into this particular segment of investments. Our expectations is to get returns from anywhere between 8 to 12%, so that's a positive for us. Equities are still experiencing a challenging period, although that presents an opportunity for us to be able to increase our allocation. So our current allocation at roughly around 15% of the fund should be able to give us very good dividends. We've seen the likes of banks and Safaricom giving us dividends of about 9%. So that also is supportive of return. And lastly, we are still looking across and outside of the economy to see if there are opportunities to also invest. Your funds are well invested, and we continue to be able to give you the best returns possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mue. Members, I hope we have been able to follow that report by the fund managers and appreciate their investment environment that we have in our country. And even further, he has gone to show us the outlook going forward. So we know that despite what seems to be a struggling economy, we still look forward to positive returns on your contributions. And as the CEO alluded to, replacing your income in retirement We therefore keep urging you to continue making extra contributions in the form of additional voluntary contributions with Lapfund to ensure that you build a good kitty. And you know, when it comes to the law of compounding, the more you put in, the more income you get, and it gets compounded the following year and the following year, and before you know it, you are happy to go home during your retirement. To confirm those numbers, we will have the custodian, Ms. Elizabeth Mwazige, from the Custody Bank, KCB. Elizabeth, karibu.
The chief guest from National Treasury, Deputy Governors present, Chairman and Board of Trustees of Lapfund, CEO Lapfund and your entire team, members of Lapfund, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Elizabeth Mwazige. I'm representing KCB Bank Kenya Limited, who is the custodian of the Lapfund scheme. In my presentation, I will speak briefly on the role of the custodian and then give a report to confirm the assets for the year under review. So our role as the custodian is to ensure that we keep all the financial assets of the scheme safely, and we also do servicing of the portfolios relating to the assets. So we have a contract in place between the bank and the Board of Trustees, and we are mandated to ensure that we carry that role as expected, both by the board and in line with the regulator. The custodian then implements the investment instructions coming through from the fund manager to either purchase or sell investments. And these securities, as were detailed, relate to fixed income, equities, offshore investments, as well as alternatives such as property. So it is our role to ensure that we implement those instructions as they come through from your fund manager in a timely manner. The custodian then holds the documents of title for the investments that have been purchased in safe custody. Thereafter, we do provide reports to the secretariat, that is the team at Lapfund, and we also do provide the reports to the Board of Trustees just to confirm the portfolio and the assets we are holding for any period that is being reviewed. For us to carry out our role as a custodian, I wish to confirm that we have all the licenses in place. We are first regulated by Central Bank of Kenya under the Commercial Bank Act to just license all commercial banks that are operating in the market. We are also licensed by the Retirement Benefits Authority to be able to provide pension custody services to the retirement benefit schemes. Thirdly, we are licensed by the Capital Markets Authority to enable us conduct business and transactions relating to the Nairobi Securities Exchange, and this is where the transactions happen. We are also an agent of Central Depository and Settlement Corporation, which allows us to hold all your assets in electronic format in that platform. Our core responsibilities as a custodian then to the fund is the safekeeping of assets. So that's our main role. We do maintain proper records of the scheme assets to show ownership. We carry out the valuation and mark the assets to market. We do the accounting and then report the asset. We give a report of the assets to the Board of Lapfund. We also have another key role that we play, which is what we call asset servicing. Once our investments have come to maturity or are being redeemed, we are mandated to ensure that we collect the income arising out of those investments. We also carry out corporate actions where we have invested in equities and government securities and interest has been declared or dividends, then we collect that and credit the scheme account. We also do the day-to-day work of trade processing from the instructions that are coming through from the fund manager as well as Lapfund. So we do track all the investments, we carry out the settlement within the market timelines, and then reconcile those assets to ensure that what we have purchased or sold is actually accurate. Members, I'll move to the asset confirmation, and I wish to confirm that the assets of local authorities, Provident Fund, were maintained in a segregated account. This means that all the accounts we have opened in the name of Lapfund and that the assets are held off the balance sheet of the bank. All investments were executed as per fund manager instructions, and this we do in line with a service level agreement between us, Sanlam and Britam. We also did carry out reporting on the assets held under custody by the Board of Trustees that have been set out by the regulator, RBA. I wish to confirm that the assets held are detailed in the audited accounts for the year ended 30th June 2022. Looking at the financial assets that we held, we did have assets valued at 15.79 billion Kenya shillings, all within the authorized asset classes, and also I wish to confirm that we have in safe custody the property title documents that are held by the fund. Members, I'll close there, and I wish to confirm that all the assets that we have in our custody are safe, and we shall continue to carry out that role diligently so that when you need to access your funds, then they are readily available. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. In short, what Elizabeth is telling us, members, is that there is segregation of roles, which is a very important tenet in corporate governance, where each role is played by a different player and they're able to check each other. And they're here to report to you individually so that you can hear from the horse's mouth. All these corporate governance requirements are actually checked, supervised, and regulated by an industry regulator who is the Retirement Benefits Authority. And we are honored that they're here with us today to also be able to speak to you members and tell you whether the scheme is in line with the guidelines that they issue from time to time. They're the same people who are there to advise the government on matters to do with pension policy in the country. And therefore, I hope they will also be able to tell us what is ensuing in the current budget that can make our retirement lives better as we go. Retirement is actually one of those phases in life that are almost assured. We are not assured to get jobs, but we are assured that once we get those jobs, our retirement date is coming, civil. So this is a very important player in our lives as a regulator, but also as an industry developer and protector of our rights as members and sponsors. So, karibu sana, Mr. John Kea from RBA.
Chief Guest, Mr. Samson Gusso, Deputy Governors from the respective counties, Chair and members of the Board of Trustees, the CEO and management, and members, good afternoon. I'm Jambo. I stand here on behalf of the RBA CEO, Mr. Charles Mashira, who sends his regards, but also the Board of Chair. Our chairman is Mr. Nelson Harvey. Mumepokea salamu zao. My name is John Kerr, and I shall be giving some brief remarks relating to the RBA and your scheme. I want to appreciate the MC for preempting the regulator's mandate. We regulate and supervise, and we manage retirement benefit schemes, including yours. So in this regard, I want to confirm that your scheme is compliant in accordance with the provisions of the Retirement Benefits Act and the regulatory framework. Secondly, when we are managing schemes, we are also assessing the risks, and I also want to appreciate the good work of the trustees and management for ensuring that appropriate mitigations and mechanisms are in place to manage those risks. So from a regulatory's perspective, your scheme is well run. I want to also, I heard the CEO mention about the issue of the NSSF Act and the advanced stages of processing at RBA, and very soon they will have the certificate to be able to manage those tier 2 contributions. Secondly, we are charged with the responsibility of protection of your interests, both members and sponsors. So what we do is we get reports from all the service providers who have just spoken before me, and we analyze those reports to ensure that your money is safe. I confirm that they do their work, they submit those reports on time, we analyze them, we assess them, and we are confident that your benefits are safe. The auditor alluded to long-term receivables, which are due from sponsors. We are aware of this challenge and are also involved with the relevant authorities to make sure that those receivables are remitted to the scheme. Thirdly, we develop and promote the industry. So as of, I'll just give you a few highlights that may be of interest to you. As of December 2022, the assets under management, this is your money in the scheme and the 1,076 other schemes that we oversee, cumulatively was 1.5. We have the responsibility of creating a facilitative environment so that these funds can grow through contributions, through investments, all for the benefit of you having adequate funding upon retirement. So what are we doing to that end? We have come up, we are continuously reviewing our regulations to make sure that we have a conducive environment. We have recently issued out several governance guidelines that make sure that your funds are well managed, and we've even enhanced the scope in which these funds can be invested. The current government is keen on ensuring that there is investment in affordable housing, and what we have done as a regulator is have enabled schemes to be able to invest in debt instruments for financing infrastructure or affordable housing projects approved under the Public-Private Partnerships Act. So if your, for example, your project in Bellevue is one of these projects, examples of a project of a pension scheme that is contributing towards the implementation of the government's agenda, and that is commendable. Lastly, we advise, and we advise our cabinet secretary, who is well represented here, on policies relating to pension. Currently, we are involved in deliberations relating to a national pensions policy, and this will enable proper coordination, governance, and development in line with the government's larger financial and pension inclusion agenda. This year, as the budget is coming up, we have submitted proposals to the National Treasury aimed at encouraging increased savings through retirement benefits products. And these proposals touch on tax incentives, products, governance, and dispute resolution. So in summary, as I conclude, that the pension sector growth is dependent on all stakeholders playing their vision of RBA, which is an inclusive, secure, and growing retirement benefits sector. Thank you very much, and all the best.
Thank you so much, Mr. John Kerr from RBA. Members, I only had one word. I don't know what you heard. Mi sijui nyinyi mmesikia nini? Mimi nimesikia tax incentives. Did you hear that? Right now, we are all crying that the taxes are too heavy on us, so we would really be looking forward to the finance bill when the budget is read, to see the tax incentives that we would be accorded as the retirement industry. And it's good that the ministry, Treasury, is represented by our guest of honor, so we will be waiting. And we thank you in advance. So at this point, we need to hear the report from the board, the trustees report, and this will be presented by our board chair. So I want to invite the CEO to invite the chairman. Mr. Geldesa.
Thank you. I want to now welcome the chairman. This is his meeting. It's the board's function. And the climax of the meeting is actually his report, which is the trustees report. I want to welcome the chairman, Honorable Amin Dedi, to present the trustees report to the members. Karibu.
Thank you, CEO. Our chief guest representing the Cabinet Secretary, National Treasury, Mr. Samson Wangusi, Principal Administrative Secretary, Your Excellencies, Deputy Governors present, Chief Executive Officer, Retirement Benefits Authority, fellow members of Lapfund Board of Trustees, Chief Executive Officer, Lapfund, County Public Service Boards, Speakers of County Assemblies present, Honorable Members of County Assemblies present, all sponsors and members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. On behalf of the board, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this very important occasion in our calendar of events as a scheme. The 13th annual general meeting, whose theme is secured retirement through affordable housing. I take this opportunity to thank all the members and sponsors who have taken their time out of their busy schedule to join us here today. For those who have joined us through our Facebook page and YouTube channel, we recognize and appreciate your presence as well. This is a clear indication that you are interested in the affairs of your scheme, which plays a significant role in ensuring that you live a decent life upon exit from active service. We greatly value your attendance and active participation. We have converged today to update our members and sponsors on the performance of the scheme during the 2021-2022 financial year. This is not only a good practice, but also a regulatory requirement by the Retirement Benefits Good Governance Practices Guidelines. Ladies and gentlemen, the role of Board of Trustees is to provide oversight and policy direction on matters affecting the scheme. The board is accountable to you as the members of the scheme and the sponsors for the same. As a board, we ensure that the scheme complies with the Lapfund Act, the Retirement Benefits Act, and attendant regulations, and all other laws, policies, and circulars issued by the government and oversight bodies to safeguard your interests as the beneficial owners of the scheme. It is important to note that Lapfund has dual existence. One is a retirement benefits scheme, and two is a state corporation. As such, Lapfund operates under the watchful eyes of the National Treasury, which is the parent ministry. The Retirement Benefits Authority is the regulator, Auditor General, Parliament, State Corporations Advisory Committee, Salaries and Remuneration Commission, and the Inspectorate of State Corporations. All these concerted efforts are to ensure that your retirement is secure. Ladies and gentlemen, Lapfund attaches great importance to the need to conduct its business with integrity and in accordance with the principles of good governance. As such, all board members and employees have continually maintained the highest personal and ethical standards, act in good faith and in the best interest of the members. The board has ensured that there are sufficient and effective internal controls to avoid exposing the scheme to risks. Ladies and gentlemen, like every other scheme, the overriding objective of Lapfund is to ensure that the scheme gives members maximum return on their investment. This is what drives the strategic initiatives like development of properties in order to unlock their value and realize better returns. In Kisumu City, the Makasembo Estate development has commenced. The development comprises of 1,870 units, a kindergarten, and retail shops. We are pleased to report that all one-bedroom and two-bedroom apartments have been sold out. This is a total of 415 houses. Last month, we commenced the development of the Bellevue Park residences at South Sea here in Nairobi. The development comprises of 2,356 housing units. There is a retail center, health and wellness center, adult and children swimming pools, kindergarten, indoor children's play area, and a jogging track. The starting prices for a studio house is quite attractive, going for 2.9 million shillings. We invite you to take time and visit our sales team at the entrance to see the various offerings and to consider owning a part of these developments. As trustees, we remain true to duty and continue to diligently steer the scheme to greater performance in order to realize this objective. Ladies and gentlemen, in its 63 years of existence, Lapfund has always posted positive financial performance. It has been on a steady and exponential growth as evidenced by reports tabled every year during the annual general meetings. I can assure you that the scheme is on a sustainable growth trajectory. During the last financial year, the fund value increased to 56.69 billion from 51.64 billion in the previous year. This is despite hard economic times in most sectors of our economy attributable to the effects of COVID-19 pandemic, high inflation rate, and the adverse weather conditions. It is important to also note that the scheme paid out benefits worth 8.39 billion shillings to members exiting the scheme upon retirement. The trustees are working overtime to ensure that remains on a steady growth. We want to assure our members that their money is secure. Once the funds are remitted to the scheme, it vests to the member immediately and cannot be channeled anywhere else other than investment for the member. Ladies and gentlemen, the government of Kenya values its workers and has continually emphasized on the importance of ensuring they have a decent life after retirement as part of the milestones of Vision 2030. This can only be assured by systematically planning for it while in service. Lapfund greatly appreciates the sponsors who have consistently supported this policy by remitting their contributions to enhance the welfare of their employees. We continue to appeal to those who are not remitting contributions to do so timely to enable us to invest and maximize the returns for members. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the principles of good corporate governance is compliance with the laws, rules, regulations, and guidelines issued by government and its agencies to guide operations of retirement benefit schemes. With respect to scheme compliance, we have achieved the following among other things. 1, trustees have complied with the requirement for quarterly meeting of trustees to review service providers' reports. 2, strict implementation of Lapfund's investment policy, which is aligned to the provisions of the retirement benefits investments guidelines. 3, all the required statutory returns have been filed promptly with relevant bodies. Number 4, the legal and regulatory environment in the retirement benefits sector is very dynamic. As trustees, we are keen to ensure compliance with all emerging requirements. As you may be aware, the National Social Security Fund Act number 45 of 2013 is now operational. We have made the application for certification as a reference scheme to the retirement benefits scheme, and we are expecting the certificate in the next few days. Ladies and gentlemen, Lapfund has had its fair share of challenges during the year under review. The major challenges are 3. 1, economic downturn. The effects of COVID-19 pandemic are still ravaging our economy. This has led to poor performance of all market segments. 2, contributions arrears. Failure by some sponsors to remit their contributions and or to remit less contribution than is due has led to accumulation of huge arrears over a period of time, as you will see later from the scheme administrator's report. This has reduced the funds available for investment and consequently low return on investment to members. Pension remittances are statutory payments and form part of personnel emoluments. We urge our sponsors to ensure that remittances are made promptly. Our distinguished chief guest, we appeal to you to reinstate the statutory clearance system before disbursement of funds to counties to ensure compliance on the remittances. We are, however, grateful and note that in the current financial year, there has been commendable improvement on remittance of current contributions. 3, derailed implementation of the County Government Retirement Scheme Act. The CGRS Act that provides for the establishment of an umbrella retirement scheme for county government employees was assented to into law on 18th September 2019. However, some stakeholders went to court to challenge the constitutionality of the act. The case is now pending hearing and determination at the Court of Appeal. This is a great drawback since the CGRS Act was meant to improve provision of services to county workers. The matter is pending hearing and determination. We are aware that this has caused a lot of frustration to our members who have advocated for the merger and looked forward to implementation of the Act. As a Lapfund, we continue to serve our members and to discharge our fiduciary duties as is required of us. The Board of Lapfund, with the support of the management team and staff, are committed to ensuring that members' benefits are enhanced and ring-fenced. With your continued goodwill and support, Lapfund will without any doubt achieve its vision of becoming the preferred savings and retirement benefits provider. Let me thank my fellow board members, the Chief Executive Officer, management, staff, sponsors, members, the National Treasury, Retirement Benefits Authority, the Inspectorate of State Corporations, and everyone else for their contribution in making Lapfund what it is today. Thank you all. God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, with us today we have the Deputy Governor from Narok, Mr. Koech. Karibu.
Our chief guest of the day, Mr. Samson, the Deputy Governor, Trans Nzoia, Madam Philomena, the directors present, representatives from different counties, the Lapfund theme, and all protocol observed. Good morning. Rather, good afternoon. I wanted to confirm if you are still with us. Melala. Wana wengi wa melala. I think we will have someone to do something. First and foremost, I want to thank Almighty God for giving us this opportunity to come and share one or two in this important occasion held by our Lapfund team, who've always actually assisted us. I'm here on behalf of the Governor, Patrick Olentutu, and I think all of you know him. I am on his capacity, and I'm giving you his apologies. Actually, we're here for two main things. One, to confirm whether our old age or our days after retirement are well secured. These people have confirmed that it is well secured. Let us clap for them. Number two, we've just come to confirm whether the funds that we've invested in this parastatal are well secured. They have also confirmed that they are well secured. Let us clap for them. What I've seen from them depicts what they have in their core values. The team spirit that they have is seen here. The innovativeness that I talk about, we've also seen, and we've been seeing what they are doing all over the country. The professionalism that they have, we also have that one. The customer focus that they have, we also know that one. And most of all, we know of the integrity that they have with counties. That is why all of us have come here in large numbers. There is nothing good than being told that your retirement age is well secured. All of us here at some point we will get old. Though they say old age is gold age, again you should have something to take care of yourself, and Lapfund is here. Thank you so much. Lapfund, we're looking forward and we are committed as county government of Narok to work with you for this great journey. I'll not speak much from there. I've just come to listen, to confirm, and to give you our commitment. Thank you so much, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Koech. Now we have Her Excellency, the Deputy Governor from Trans Nzoia, Philomena Kapkori.
The Chief Guest, His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Narok, CEO of Lapfund, the directors, representatives of RBA, and all representatives from the various counties and institutions. Good afternoon. I'm indeed happy to be here today. And for me, I really wanted to be here to get to know more about the scheme that us and our staff invest in. So what I've heard today, I'm really encouraged because it's an affirmation that indeed we are investing in a scheme that is solid and trusted. So well done to the Lapfund team for a job well done. It's never too late or too early to save for your retirement benefit. And sometimes for some of us, we feel that we are too young. If you join or you're employed at the age of 20, that is a good time to start. Because indeed, when you get to retire, because it does come, you will need those funds. And trust you me, if you don't, it's never a good story. You don't want to be struggling when you're retiring instead of rest. And to see the representatives here today, I actually get encouraged in the future. I'm also happy and encouraged by the growth trajectory I have seen. Lapfund at 16% annually, or 10,000 members. That's indeed fantastic. Well done. I'm also encouraged at the investment opportunities. I've seen you have a solution or a product where you Lapfund for that. There's nothing as discouraging as when you retire, is when now you start using your, funds to start building. So I think that's really a good product. So I'm also encouraged by Lapfund embracing technology, and I think that goes to support what we all want. We all want convenience. We want service, and we want it fast. Service that will not really, take so much of our time or inconvenience us. So again, a good thing that Lapfund is doing to embrace in technology. And from our end, from the county government, our presence here is, previous speakers talk about it, the challenge of remittance. We commit towards remittance in our interest. And we want to ensure that we do remit the deductions that we make from the staff. I just want to mention that, especially for the county governments, we have inherited debts. I think some of these sometimes come in terms of transactions. I want to encourage Lapfund to find ways of resolving this. When you have big debts, of course it takes time to pay them, but when you have engagements on proposals on how to repay them, then that really is encouraging and should be able to help on both ends, so it's a win-win. And lastly, I want to encourage Lapfund to ensure that they cases of delays. So that is my appeal to you inviting us, Lapfund, and well done for the good work. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Madam Philomena Kapkori, and Deputy Governor from Trans-Nzoia, and Mr. Tamalinye Koech, Deputy Governor from Narok. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite our chief guest today, who is representing the Cabinet Secretary, National Treasury, Mr. Samson Wangusi, the Principal Administrative Secretary. Karibu sana.
Good afternoon again. As you have been told, my name is Samson Wangusi. I represent I am the Principal Administrative Secretary at the National Treasury, representing the Cabinet Secretary, Professor Njuguna Ndung'u, who is out of the country on official duties. Your Excellencies, the Deputy Governors present, Chairman of Lapfund, Honorable Amin Dedi Mohamed Ali, the Board of Trustees of Lapfund, honorable members of County Assemblies present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure and honor to be invited here today to grace the 13th Annual General Meeting of Lapfund. Towards this end, let me take this opportunity to congratulate the Board of Trustees. You are aware, in the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD countries, pensions funds assets are estimated at US$ 60 trillion the year 2021. Whereas the Constitution of Kenya provides for social security as an economic and social right, as provided under Article 43(1)(e), the pension sector assets are estimated currently at 1.6 trillion, or 13% of the GDP, which compares unfavorably globally 25%. Latin America growth of the pension sector stood at 46% by the end of 2021, while the growth of pension sector in Kenya is estimated at a paltry 14% in 2021. You can see the variance there. But despite this, the above statistics and what I've mentioned in terms of variance, pension sector is a major contributor of socio-economic development of any nation globally. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Lapfund enjoys a membership of approximately 70,000 members, and the fund value as at 30th June 2022 stood at 57 billion in assets, which are held in various instruments. The assets generate revenue for its members and ensure pensions are processed in a timely members' benefits, and if possible, grow the members' value. In addition, I'm reliably informed that Lapfund has also embraced technology to serve its members digitally with ease and convenience. You will agree with me, ladies and gentlemen, that in order for the Board of Trustees and its management to make progress, the support of key stakeholders such as sponsors, employees, and service providers is very important to provide their invaluable contribution. There is need for constant engagements with key stakeholders to take stock of progress being made, challenges being faced, and forge forward with a common purpose in order to serve the end beneficiaries better. It is on this basis that I urge the sponsors to remit their pension contributions, including county governments, are estimated to be above 6 billion principal amount excluding interest and penalties. This is negatively affecting the preservation and growing of the pension contributions, timely processing of pensions, and the liquidity of the Lapfund pension. As you are aware, the rise and fall of any institution depends on its leadership. Institutional values and governance structures put in place to meet its obligations. This requires extraordinary performance for its key stakeholders. We are aware that the COVID-19 disrupted the way we conducted business, and it's only institutions which were agile and dedicated to serving its stakeholders with passion that survived that pandemic. It is on this note that it is my expectation that the lessons learned during the COVID-19 of Lapfund, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, sustainability of any pension fund depends on policies and strategies put in place by the Board of Trustees and management to grow and preserve the value of members' contributions, prudent allocation of resources for various asset investments, while ensuring pensions due to staff are paid on timely basis. This calls for innovative ways of finding partnerships which add value to its members while supporting other socio-economic pillars of the economy. I'm well aware the strategic partnership that Lapfund has had on fund through such partnerships, such as the Bellevue Park Residences, Makasembo Housing Project in Kisumu, among many others. Housing. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, the government is committed to continue creating a conducive environment through policy, legal, and regulatory framework which are supportive to ensure sustainable growth of the sector. Towards this end, the Retirement Benefits Authority can therefore propose, I complete reading this statement. I would just want to say this, that the government has no intention whatsoever to access funds of our institutions such as your fund, access funds from institutions, including Lapfund. I want to clarify here that the only institutions that Treasury targeted are commercial parastatals that have surplus funds. Commercial parastatals that have surplus funds that the government would utilize during these times of economic hardship. Finally, thank you very much, and God bless you. Santen.
Guest of honor, sir, thank you very much for your kind remarks. And to appreciate your presence with us today, we have a small gift. Thank you very much, Chairman, for that honor. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are coming to the end of our AGM today, which we cannot end before we get feedback from you. But before we go to the question and answer session, I would like to acknowledge any group we may not have acknowledged in the beginning, or any that has come after we have started. I realize that we did not mention by name our unions, the Kenya County Government Workers Union officials. I've seen some of them here. Kindly rise. So across the board, all the Kenya County Government Workers Union from all the counties, not just Nairobi, please rise. Great. Let us appreciate them. I think this is a great show that we actually have members in the House. We actually have members in this AGM. The next union I would like to appreciate is the Kenya National Union of Nurses. You understand? You understand? Where are we? So of course I forgot to, any other union represented, kindly rise. Let us appreciate you too. Wanaitwa KUWASE. Simsimame basi, tunataka kuwaona. Let us appreciate them. Wamesema hawawitwi any other, wanaitwa KUWASE. So may I still ask for any other? So it seems there is none. So at this juncture, we will have a question and answer session. We have our staff available to take the mics around. Let me see those who have the mics. There's a mic here, there's a mic there, this side, there's a mic at the back. None on this side. So I will kindly ask Mr. Milewa, as you can see he's gifted in that and he knows his members almost by name, to come and lead us through the Q&A session.
Take first round of questions.
But compared to what? How competitive is the interest, especially that you declared in the last financial year? Maybe you can furnish us with some information on the same. Number two, at retirement age, is it possible to get a regular monthly income or is only lump sum? I think those are the questions that I have. Thank you.
Okay, members. George of Kakamega is interested in knowing the return we gave after trading with your money. The return we gave. We said in our presentation that it is competitive. Anataka kujua competitive compared to what? And the second question, you also have to know on retirement modes of payment. That will be answered. Thank you, George, for that. Next question.
Our commissioners, the governors present, members of Lapfund, all protocols observed. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, I'm from Lamu. That is how we greet people. My name is Dixon Onyang. My question is just one. Maybe I will say it is directed to RBA and the governors present. There's this issue of remittance. What happens to our unremitted contributions? I know the problem at the county level is that most counties, they pay net salary and forgetting other deductions. The day the union remittance or Lapfund pension remittance, they delay that. When paying our salaries, pay gross, RBA, you are saying you are our protector. But at the end of the day, you don't have a tooth to bite. You are an authority like KRA. Make a law that can punish these people who are keeping our money. Otherwise, Lamu County is up to date. I thank the governor because we are paying gross salary at the end of the day. Even this month, we have paid all the remittance and salary.
Thank you, Dixon.
My name is Wycliffe Unditi, the branch secretary for Kuase. Thank you, thank you. We have some few questions that we want to ask. Number one, to start with, members are asking if it is possible that out of our savings, we are able to buy the houses that you are building. Two, members of water sector representation in the board of trustee, that is for Lapfund. Because most of the times we have the representation from the counties, and the water sector is a big brother in Lapfund. So the representation of water sector in the board of trustee. Three is the transfer of money. You know, your sister scheme to another scheme, which is called Lap Trust. And the members who moved from Lap Trust to Lapfund, and the transfer of money has become an issue. The members are not sure about the fate of their money. And so is it possible to transfer money from one scheme to another, in this case from your sister?
May I have a concern? I have a concern, and my concern is membership in Busia, most of them are in Lapfund, 90%. But unfortunately, we don't have an office. Why do you establish an office in Busia? Because we are really affected. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Noel. Thank you for that.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Edward Stigilai, branch chairman for Met on the branch. My issue is, why are you investing to maximize our earnings, our share that we are contributing to the scheme? Another issue, we should also go direct to the National Treasury. Why National Treasuries are imposing so many policies that are very progressive against the earning of the employees? We hear some stakeholders.
Thank you very much. All protocols observed. My name is Owinka Kefa from the County Government of Migori. I have a concern with that service because of late it is really delaying. Previously we used to tell staff it is 14 days after filling the form, but nowadays it takes even months. So can we know who is the service provider, whether it's a third party, and why it's taking too long to give that service? Because it's a concern to members. Thank you.
Thank you, Kefa.
Good afternoon. My name is Samuel Adera from Homa Bay. I appreciate our fund managers in growing the funds. This issue of affordable housing. I don't know, the money of small people, I believe, has been used in coming up with these projects. How affordable they are, I highly doubt. I don't know in here or if because if a house is going for, let's say, like shillings and the period for payment is like 3 years, you would afford it but it's a small money that has been used in coming up with this scheme. So I want to encourage you, maybe you come up with more schemes so that members can get to acquire them and benefit even as they continue to contribute. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This just allow us to
statement.
Okay.
This is Kilifi County, 003. I'm the branch chairperson there, Kenya County Government Workers Union. My very little sentiment regarding the organization of the AGM. We understand that we have a new board of the fund, and we also understand that our pension is very much stable, and we understand that due to some other logistics also, we did not have AGMs at least 2 years consecutively. In fact, one was online, but we did not have a physical AGM. So the anticipations that we had, we were expecting that there was going to be a more vibrant AGM. But checking on the organization, starting with the arrangement of transport, the releasing of these participants was so unorganized, so hectic because of the logistics among the individuals, the counties and all that. The transport was not clear. The package to take us home is not clear. In fact, the token, the bags and all that, we were expecting even better bags as previously been given, not like the supermarket bags that have been given right away. I understand the committee is very new, but the board should look at these issues so that we can also feel that we have attended such a very important occasion when we go back there. So the arrangements henceforth should be very clear. Starting with the transport, the members should be allowed to come as many as possible so that they can grace this occasion because it is their occasion. Thank you very much. It was my segment of which I have to give you back as I'm going back to Kilifi County.
Thank you, Dixon. We have taken that one positively. Allow the management to respond to your questions. Muandike maswali. Our team, chukua makaratasi maswali mulete hapa so that we give time to management to respond. Wengine muandike kwa makaratasi, zikuja hapa tujibu. Okay. Thank you. Let me hand over the mic. Thank you.
Good afternoon again, members. I'm looking behind me to look for the team of management to respond to these questions. I'll be allocating the questions to the teams according to their areas of expertise. Some of them have been asked directly to even the guest of honor. Some will be handled by the CEO. So the reason why we are ending between ourselves and our lunch, which is already, I guess, you can even send the questions online or email address info@lapfund.or.ke, and we will be able to respond to those questions directly to you through email. So the first question came from, it was competitive interest rates that we have been giving over time. I think I will handle this question. And last financial year, we gave a rate of 8%. If you look around the industry, because we do industry benchmarking, I think we were the second highest rate. There was a 10% from one of the insurance companies. But among the segregated schemes, we were the highest. Now, Interest rate is a product of several things. It's a product of how much investment income the fund has actually made through investments vis-a-vis the fund value that we have. We must acknowledge that we have funds that are not income earning, and especially those that are held in debts. And that is why that issue has come out clearly today, even in the financial, the audit report. And also one member who has, from Lamu actually, who has really insisted on this issue on remitting of contributions and paying those salaries. Thank you so much, the member from Lamu, because it's good when the sponsors hear this from the members, as opposed to when we keep going to them to negotiate the payment of these debts. So when the money doesn't come for investment, then it doesn't earn income. So I think we are doing very well at 8%. The answer is yes, we do. It depends on the choice of the member. Lapfund from the beginning is a provident fund, which means a lump sum paying scheme. But things have changed, and the Retirement Benefits Authority, in its innovations in service delivery, has allowed other modes of payment of benefits. We have partnered with 3 insurance companies to be able to give annuities to our members. So a member can get an annuity quotation when they are leaving, and we can be able to transfer the amount to one of the insurance companies that gives the best rate. It will never change, and it will pay the member until they die. There is also a guaranteed period, meaning that in case a member dies before that guaranteed period, or as I said, through info@lapfund.or.ke, and we'll be able to give more information. The other way that a member can get a monthly pension is through the income drawdown method. This is new in the market, a period of not less than 10 years. So it continues to grow within Lapfund. It continues to earn the annual income, the annual interest, and you continue to draw it until after 10 years, what is remaining can be paid to you as a lump sum, or you can still choose to continue with the drawing down the income. Simply that's what it means, drawing down the income. Question number 3 was from Dixon from Lamu. And for you, I think you have really enforced the value of remitting the contributions on time. But you referred to RBA making a law that enforces that.
So the RBA does have laws relating to unremitted contributions. Section 53 of the Retirement Benefits Act talks about how to deal with unremitted contributions. The first thing is, immediately these happen, interest starts accruing to you, the member, the unremitted amount. Secondly, is that we learn of these unremitted contributions through returns. We then request the trustee, in this particular case, it's non-remitted from the sponsor to the scheme. We are and the trustee structures that were there in place, the councils. So over time, we have been engaging with these organizations on how they are going to remit, because we know sometimes it's as a result of inadequate funding at their level. So the remedy, but we are all government, and we all know that one hand cannot sue the other, yet we are all playing in one team. After that, the authority, the law that is in place also, in the last 2021, the law was amended so that we can also have the Kenya Revenue Authority freeze assets of such, and the trustees, particularly in this particular scheme, have approached a more diplomatic approach of engaging the main sponsor, which is the government at the end of the day, on how these unremitted contributions shall be remitted eventually. And this is through what is called the remedial action plans. It's quite a lot of money, and therefore quite a lot of considerations have to be made. As recent as early this week, but also the County Pension Fund and the Lap Trust, to inform decisions that they're making towards this end. So the law is there, its implementation is being done, and therefore we urge you to be
Okay, thank you. RBA. Dixon, I think they have clarified the existence of the law and strengthening it so that this issue of unremitted contributions can be resolved. I want to respond to Wycliffe on DT. Kwase. You can see Kwase is well represented here. And thank you, Wycliffe, also for that adequate representation. Question number one. You are asking about whether the savings, your savings can be utilized to purchase the houses. The savings in your account cannot be accessed for purchasing of houses, but the regulation from RBA is that you are saving 60% of your saving can be utilized as collateral when you take a mortgage. Under security, we can 60% commit part of your pension as collateral. But directly accessing the contribution for purchasing the houses is not allowed by law, RBA is here. Number two, the question about Board of Trustees, representation of water sector on the Board of Trustees. I would say this is a very legitimate expectation. I can see your numbers very much. And this question, I think is well put, and we have the representative of the appointing authority with us. I hope Mr. Samson is hearing this. But we have Kenya County Workers represented, Kenyan National Union of Nurses represented, and we would want to water sector is, we have a lot of, I think, our members also in that sector. So we'd want also to have them sit on this side of the podium next time. So I think this appointment has been done. Let's engage, I think, with your officials so that we can engage the appointing authority together for the next time so that you will also be represented on the board. Thank you. There was the issue of transfer from one scheme to another, whether it is allowed. Yes, it is. Transfers do happen, but we don't encourage people to transfer out of Lapfund to other schemes. But vice versa, we actually encourage. So long as the products we are offering is the same, if it's a DC scheme to the DC scheme, I think you can transfer. And if there are people who have transferred, you are most welcome. Maybe to Lapfund or any scheme that when you transfer, that we can make a follow-up. I think RBA is here, through RBA. So I think that it is allowed. There was the fourth question about the gaps in the statement and the issues of interest not being clear. Manager benefits. Golda? Veronica can. Oh, sorry, she is at the service desk. You can. Yeah, I think Veronica can deal with that.
So members, as we have heard before, there are unremitted contributions. That is a fact within on the statement. Those are the gaps that you have seen on the statements. If we do not receive a contribution from the sponsor, tusipopata pesa kutoka kwa mwajiri wako, basi hatutaonyesha pesa zozote mwezi huo katika ile statement. So those are the gaps that you see in the statements. The interest is declared annually, and I don't know maybe if it's an issue of how to interpret the statement, but the interest is declared annually and it is shown on the statement. We can probably have a session to demonstrate, or if you go to the service desk, because wako pale, wataweza kukuonyesha ni wapi katika hiyo statement ambapo interest inaonyesha. But the gaps I'm confirming are due to unremitted contributions. Thank you. The next question was from Busia, a member from Busia, about establishing an office in Busia, because who comes to your offices? I think often he actually operates from within your offices. This is the arrangement we have, which are called desk officers. His name is Shem Chitui. Shem Chitui. I don't know whether the member who has the question has ever met Shem. Maybe you can confirm by a show of hand. You do? Yes. So that is one of the methods we have of rent, electricity, and others. So that's why we try to also use the method of having an officer. But we have had you, and in our plans, our next to actually open a physical office. And we thank you, Busia County, very much for the patronage. We appreciate you. I will invite the manager, finance, Rhoda Chemashak, to take the question from Bomet of diversification of investments.
All protocols observed. Good afternoon. My name is Rhoda Chemashak Ndiwa. Thank you very much for this question. As you heard before, we have an investment policy statement, which is also guided by the not invested too much on houses. It sounds like we have so many projects on houses, but if you look at our financial statements, the funds are well distributed among them, the property, government securities, and the money market. So the person who asked the question, if you could kindly provide us with your email address, and anybody else who is interested in the information, we can give you further information on how balanced our investments are. I also need to mention that part of these properties, we get them from county governments. You heard that we have the problem of non-remittance of contributions. So sometimes when a county is not able to remit contributions, we go into an agreement where if they have a property, we swap the same so that we write off the debt and have the property. So if we have idle property, it's not beneficial to the member. So that's why we build the houses so that we maximize returns to the members. Once we build, we sell, then we give you the return. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rhoda. I think that has been well answered. We have Migori, Mr. Owiga, who asked about the turnaround time of group life benefits. It is not really about the service provider, it's about the requirements for payment of group life. But for the insurers, they really must. It takes a bit of time for the death certificate to be processed, even for the beneficiaries to be able to forward an original death certificate to us. So that may be the cause of what you see as a delay in the turnaround time for payment of group life. However, I think we usually pay the financially takes some time. Mr. Odera from Homa Bay You say starting from 1.8 million. I don't know whether that is still expensive. And in Bellevue, the prices are starting from as low as 2. That's very prime. You can actually walk to work every day and back to town. The prices depend on the quality as well, so we may not want to compromise too much on the quality. You pay a deposit because right now it's off plan, the development is going on, and you keep paying a deposit. By the time the house is ready in Bellevue, 36 months, you have actually almost halfway with the payment. We also have an arrangement called rent to own. So you actually pay a very small deposit and you start paying as if you are paying your normal rent monthly while you're in the house. You know, we are not waiting until you pay before you access. For rent to own, you pay the deposit, you occupy the house, so you continue paying something small like your monthly rent right now, and before you know it, you have finished more than that. Earlier, further information can be accessed on the sales desk outside. Mr. Toya from Kilifi County, we appreciate you. We hear you. You wanted a more vibrant AGM, but I think more you wanted the bag, the nice bag and the contents. I always tell members, and I plead as I say this, remember that the more we spend even on that nice bag and the content, the more of your interest that would otherwise come to your accounts we spend. So we hear you though. Next time we will try to go back to the laptop bag. Please come physically again for the next AGM. I think our chair of AGM, Kellen Jua, has heard. She's nodding, and the CEO as well. So we will do our best to do better next time. I have not received any written questions, so I believe they're online, and I, at this juncture, really would want to end the AGM. And respond to you. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Madam, for being lenient with us. And I will not waste so much time. If I don't ask this question from Kisumu, my people will lynch me. And I want to go straight to the question. Agreement between the swap of land. I don't know whether you've got my question. My second question, what was the value of the land as per the time of? 3, they want to know how will their members benefit from that project. And the last but not least, how are you people engaging the members down there? Is it through their leaders or is it direct to members? Please, these 3 questions are very burning.
Yeah, Kisumu, we've had your question about the, I think you are referring to Makasembo. Yes, Makasembo land, the swap was done, I think when the municipal council and Lapfund went into an agreement. The particulars of what the value was at that time and how much is owed, I think we will avail to you. We are not having that information as of now. I think we will respond to your question adequately. As to whether we are engaging our members, yes, we do engage our members directly. We have even an office in Kisumu. I think, George, the person who was giving you the mic is the regional coordinator there. And we have even staff who really engage you directly, the members. Of course, the sponsors, or also the employer, we do engage because of issues of remittances and other.
Asante sana, my brother Seth. I'm not listed as a speaker, but it's a whole nothing about that. But first, I want to thank everybody who has attended this assembly or this AGM, from our guest of honor, who kindly handled something so critical. Pengine tujafahamu kabisa when he said your funds will not be used as a surplus. Kuna baadhi ya magazeti iliandika ya kwamba serikali itachukua surplus ama faida yoyote ambayo itatokana na parastatals ya kiserikali. Say for example, KRA or power lighting or agricultural finance corporation. Balance ile itakuwa naye natakiwa wapeleke kwa treasury, kwa matumizi zingine za kiserikali. Chief guest said is the principal administrative secretary from treasury. Hiyo ilikuwa kosa. Uwezi kutumia pesa yangu uzeni kurudisha kwa serikali. Haitakuwa kurudisha kupeleka wapi? Hiyo ni mali yangu. That is money that is meant for me. So that print is wrong, and I am happy I'm a member of this fund. So I'm happy to have clarified this, and it's important that this clarification EJ by way of, because you can't invest if there's no money to invest. It's not coming. So tunapeana interest ya hewa, pesa ambayo haijaingia bado. You know, it's going to be very dangerous to work that way. I'm appearing before the Senate committee on 29th to make a case against unremitted contributions. I've made this case before. Na mimi ndio mtu wa kwanza kutoa mali ya councils. Right now it is belonging to the fund. As a result of what I did, it pains me. It's not very good. And I know what the Treasury representative, our guest of honor, said. Hatutaki kupelekana kotini kwa sababu is one hand of government, we are government, counties are government, national government is government. But please, we plead for those who are responsible, including the governors present, and I'm sure once they have taken the trouble to be here, they're very passionate. They are very passionate. And I want to thank you again. Please, in the Council of Governors Forum, tell them, hata nyinyi ni wafanyakazi, by the way. Hata wewe unataka haki yako baada kutoka kwa ofisi. Ndio wahenga walisema ile kitu unaweka kwa mlango, iwe ni gunia, iwe ni mkeka, ni hali moja. Hali ya mkeka, hali ya gunia. So let's understand each other. For God's sake. Your state of affairs is by state of affairs. You're in maombi. But I'm very happy for this forum. And the members, I want you to come like this. Listen and ask these questions. I've said this in my speech in this Congress, a Lap Trust and a Lap Fund for the last 2 decades. Tuende kufahamu kwa kisawa vile hali ilivyo na fund yetu, because you are the owners. So I want to thank you so much. About the housing levy, ambaye niliulizwa na one of the counties. That is our role. We are fighting as public service unions. We have told the government for 12 years, hatujapata increase ya salaries, particularly those in the counties. hata ni afadhali upatie hata, for example, a very funny proposal, hata ungetupatia 5%, alafu chukue tafutu nibaki na moja. Sasa 12 years hujanipa meongea maziwa mpaka utoe damu, itakufa baadaye. So we want to plead with our government and His Excellency the President. We are only saying we are unable. We are not saying we refuse. Tunasema hatuwezi. The load is too much. So asanteni sana, and I was only made to ask to make a small comment. I don't want to go further. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
I have to say, our responsibility as leaders of trade unions is to protect your rights. If we can't protect your rights, we have no business to be here. And that is why when I saw that circular that they want to take money meant for retirement, I told government, remove that hands. That pot is too hot for you. We will pan you. And now you have heard the response. They are not coming for money. The housing levy, like the NHIF, yeah, with the NHIF, housing levy, NSSF, crossing the road, pay as you earn as you pay, send left, right, all these things, we must stand as Kenyan workers and say enough is enough. We should not allow the government to tax us to our graves. Mtakubali hiyo? Because I am a national deputy chair of UDA. Yes, I sit on the National Executive Council, and I can confirm that we never said we will tax workers to have affordable houses. We promised affordable houses, but we never said the money will come from workers. I want to thank all the organizers of this annual general meeting, starting from the outgoing, CEO, Mr. David Koros, who is now at the NSSF. I want to thank the current CEO, Jenhake Ngumu, Jeldesa Yugini Nashina Ming pronounce. All the members for contributing and believing in Lapfund, and for coming here, sponsoring yourselves to come and see how your fund is doing and contribute to it, because if you don't do what you are doing today, in retirement, you cry. You have to come here each and every year, make sure that your fund is running in the right direction. I thank all of you. I thank the Board of Management, my colleagues, the Board of Trustees. I even thank the government for providing a conducive environment, because in other countries like Somalia, you cannot be as Nukoi. So this peace that we enjoy, we should not take it for granted. I thank the government for providing that kind of environment, and I thank everybody, I thank all of you. Mungu awabariki sana, na leo nimefanya kama mchungaji, nataka kutoa maombi ya kuombea serikali iwache kututax sana. Kwa hiyo tusimame tuombe. Na kushukuru sana Mwenyezi Mungu kwa kutupa sisi nafasi hii kufika hapa leo. Umetuongoza katika mkutano huu mpaka umefika kilele. Na kushukuru kwa sababu ya hao members ambao wamekuja hapa na wageni wetu wote ambao wamefika hapa. Na kushukuru kwa sababu ya serikali yetu ambayo tuliichukua tukaiweka hapo, lakini na kuomba Mwenyezi Mungu uolete neema, waangalie wafanyakazi hawa wasiweke taxes mingi ambayo inaharibu maisha yao. Mungu na kuomba ulete Roho Mtakatifu aongoze sisi na aongoze serikali, na tuombee chakula tunapoenda kukipata, chakula cha mchana, utuongoze, kitusaidie katika mwili yetu, ili tusaidie katika maisha ya leo na maisha ya chao. Mwenyezi Mungu kaa na sisi, tunaomba hayo kwa jina la Yesu Kristo Mwokozi wetu. Amen.